Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I know it's been a while since I've posted. A lot of things going on in life. But testing gear, playing with gear has not changed. My gear itself has changed over the last year or so, but I've been constantly testing, playing, checking things out, looking things up. So I would love to start posting again. It's just, you know, real world, real life happens. But I just recently took a trip to Ireland. And so I had a backpack that I picked up that is pretty new to the market that I tested out. It is the Almond Oak 25 plus 5 expandable lightweight travel bag. And then here I've got my other favorite travel bag, which is the Patagonia MLC. For the trip itself, to Ireland, we were there for a week. I used the Almond Oak and was very impressed with it. And because of that, I wanted to come home and I wanted to go back to my old faithful Patagonia MLC and see what I thought, how it compared, put everything that I put in there into here to see how it packed and felt right off the bat and kind of notice, maybe not, I'll turn it sideways here. The MLC feels bigger. And at 30 liters, the MLC is technically bigger. But even when it's packed out, the MLC, it just feels larger. Um, both use a very heavy duty fabric, both use YKK zips, both have simple harness systems. They have a lot of similarities. The biggest difference is the packing itself. This has kind of that long ways packing where it opens up this way, whereas this one opens up a little bit more suitcase style, like this, which I really like. I really like that style. If I were to design a backpack to meet my minimalist travel needs, this is pretty much what I'd come up with. So when I saw this on Kickstarter, I was very, very excited. I backed it. I waited quite a while. I got it literally. I got it. I got notified the Monday before we were leaving. We were leaving on a Wednesday that it was shipped. And I'm like, no way, it's going to show up right as I am about to leave. And I was kind of bummed, thinking, like, oh, I won't be able to take it and all that. And I think it was Tuesday night it got delivered. So the night before we were supposed to leave, this got delivered. So I unpacked my MLC and put everything in that, and that's what I used. After having hands-on experience with both of these, I just wanted to do a little show and tell. Okay, so I've got everything that I packed for the trip in here outside of my laptop. Because they both have dedicated laptop compartments, it doesn't make much of a difference. So I've got everything loaded in here. You may notice something a little different on my MLC that is not standard. This zipper. I put this zipper here to have outside quick access to this inside mesh compartment. So this is now a shared compartment. So I can either access it from the inside when it's open, or I can access it from the outside. The reason I did that is when it was only inside access, I never used it. So I decided that I was going to put this in here, and it has been awesome. The only thing I would change is I wish I got a little bit of a longer zipper, but that's just nitpicking. The lower zipper I kept the same. I was going to do a lower access here, but that didn't work out quite as well just because this outer layer is one big pocket and it would have just been messy. Otherwise, standard backpack setup. So you can see this backpack is always 30 liters. There's nothing you can do, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to transfer everything that is in this into here. And that's where the magic happens, because this is 25 liters without the expansion, and this is 30 liters. Now, I do have room, but it feels like a 30-liter bag. I mean, it's got some flex still, but it still feels like a travel bag. So I'm going to get everything out and I'm going to start packing it into here. First, I'm going to start with all the big items, right? So some big heavy duty socks. I'm going to set those aside. I've got my rain jacket, Ireland. Didn't need it, but I was told that it's absolutely necessary. I've got a nebulizer. This is a portable nebulizer because I've got asthma. Here is a little folding cup. I always like to have some type of container for as a bowl or a cup. You just never know what you're going to come across. If you've seen my kind of utensils video, pots and bowls and cups and stuff, you'll see this in there. I use it all the time. Then I've got the big ones. I've got my shirts and pants. I'll put that here at the bottom. Then I've got my socks and underwear. I usually put that one about right here. I've got this little Sea to Summit toiletries bag, and that goes there. And then my rain jacket, usually toss that right there. Then my nebulizer, kind of packed flat-ish. And then I've got some big heavy socks that I just put up top there. That's this main zipper. I'm a bit of a extra bag nerd, so this is a big tote bag. This is a shoe compartment bag, but I use it for dirty clothes. I've got an extra Ziploc and then a grocery bag. I always carry extras on those things because I also have a kid and she gets messy. So I like to have extra stuff to put throwaways, but I also like to have stuff if we go grocery shopping, so I don't have to put it in anything else. And that goes there. And that was from this compartment here in the MLC. And then my shared compartment up top, I usually just keep some quick access stuff. I've got a hank and a mask. Those I actually toss in to this front compartment, which this thing reminds me of the horseshoe opening on the Cotopaxi Alpa series. This thing is really big. It's like it is like a black hole. And this one's name is Black Hole, but this pocket is just insane. You've got two separations because this is the production model. You got two separations that share one big zip. I didn't find it to be inconvenient at all, so I usually just toss these into one of those. Now going over to the tech compartment on the MLC. One thing I appreciate about this is the organization of this tech compartment. Right? I mean, this thing is so organized. It's got everything. I carry these Night Eyes gear ties everywhere I go. I use these every trip. I don't know what I use them for when I pack them. I just know that I'm going to use them. I use them every single trip. Highly recommend carrying some of these. This is my TSA friendly toolkit. I call it TSA friendly and not TSA compliant these days just because I have never had a problem. I've never had anything taken, but it is always reviewed. So I typically even take this out of the bag completely when I pack because I know they're going to pull it aside if I don't. And in this trip, I actually got pulled aside and wiped down and extra searched and everything, and it had nothing to do with my toolkit. I've got some headphones. I've got two right now. I'm kind of playing around with these. The Raycons, and then these ones I believe are the Between 3A and C. These are more earbud, and these are open ear. I keep my little dongles for technology in a little case just to keep track of them. It makes it easier. And then my latest favorite power bank, which is the Ugreen 100 watt. This thing will power my laptop or my phone. It's got quick charge for USB-C input and output, and then USB-A output and USB-C output. But I usually just use this one over here because it's the quick charge, but it's kind of heavy. It's got a percentage display on it, which is nice, and it has pass-through. So commonly what I'll do is I'll plug this in to charge with this one and then plug it out to my phone with this one and just use this as a pass-through. That way this stays charged, but then it also charges my phone. And then I've got my Garmin watch charger and my Apple Pencil, but this thing, unfortunately, I lost the cap, so it's just the pencil. And on this quick access compartment, I have an entire thing of wipes and my universal adapter, which I used a lot in Ireland and it worked out great. I did not buy a converter because most of my electronics have a 240 watt capable input, so I did not have to worry about low voltage anything. And if I did need low voltage, I would just charge this and then use this for low voltage items like headphones or toothbrush or whatever it may be. Okay, and then of course laptop would go here, but I use a 14-inch MacBook Pro and it swims in this thing. Okay, so let's bring this back over. Wipes, I just toss them in here like this, and then this I actually put in the tech compartment, so I won't add that. I usually put this in front, and I usually put this just next to it, so you've kind of got all three pillars here. And then the rest of this I usually put in the tech compartment. So I'm gonna go ahead and zip that up. Oh, let me zip this. So now that is zipped up. Now I'm gonna go to the tech compartment on this. So this tech compartment is pretty minimal. It does have a laptop sleeve and a tablet sleeve, which you can't really see, but it's down here, separation. And you've got this power mesh zip pocket up here, which is a little bit of a black hole, but that's typically where I'll keep most of my electronics. One, because I can just unzip and have quick access, but two, because the sizing works out really well to have them here. So that, toss in the pencil, my dongles, my headphones kind of go on top. So this one I'm just kind of stacking them because there isn't any internal organization on that one. I just kind of shove them in there, and because of the power mesh, it zipped up no problem and had no issue. And then for these guys, I usually actually put those inside of the main compartment here. In this lid. Oop, hit the camera. Just like that. So this compartment here has some dimension to it, and I actually put my puffy coat in here alongside all of this. So if you can see here, like this has a lot of stretch. And surprisingly enough, I put my puffy coat in here and I had my daughter's baby monitor in here, and I still didn't even have to expand. So this whole trip, all of this, I did not have to expand this backpack to the 30 liter. So you're probably thinking, like, no way. There's no way that's going to zip. Those zippers are 4 inches apart from each other. One, look at that. What? I don't understand. With room to spare. I mean, I could fit, it's incredible. And then the footprint feel of this, maybe you can see a little bit right there. Got some scuffs and stuff on it. That's just the nature of things. But the footprint of this feels like a personal item bag, whereas the footprint of this feels like a carry-on bag. This feels like a school bag, and this feels like a travel bag. I don't know how it works. I don't understand. But It worked out really well. The harness system is simple, it's comfortable, it fit under the seat with where I could still have. So if you are me in the seat, I would sit it like this under the seat, and then my feet would sit here. Or I'd put it in the middle and have my feet on either side. And it worked out perfectly. For water bottle, I had a collapsible water bottle. That way, as it emptied, it would just collapse down. I kept it in here. I was a little nervous about this kind of power mesh. It's a little thin because of the sharp corners of that bottle. But what I tried to do is I tried to push it down deep into there because it's got this material on the bottom, and it didn't have any issues. No tears, nothing. It seriously, this fit inside the personal item bucket sizer. And all of this with my laptop and with the monitor and my puffy coat was 19 pounds, which I believe you have to be under 21 pounds for a carry-on and or personal item. And then I carried my fanny pack alongside this with my passport, um, and my just normal pocket stuff just to keep it on me through security and organize it. So no problem there. But yeah, this is my experience with the Almond Oak 25 plus 5. Guys, I love it. The materials feel good. Fabric is good. It's super lightweight. Man, I don't know. I always have that idea of like buy one and then live with it. Right now, this is my favorite travel bag. No question.